this would be the optimal physique if I wasn't wearing not a shirt, sweater right now. This is what icons like C-Bum be like. They have that nice aesthetic pose, almost like the king himself who wrote this book over here, which is actually fundamentally pretty well.
Did he
It's
did you see the he won his fifth title?
C-Bum.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
But who do you think you think who was the other guy that he was second place? I think it was Dino.
Hmm.
They said that he was supposed to win
Well,
this year, but things didn't go his way.
well, you know they have well, they they like to keep their poster boy, you know, for reasons
Yeah.
whoever they think is best, and sometimes it could be a mix of who they think is best, but also because they actually look good. And since we're talking about bodybuilders and professional bodybuilders, anything pertaining to bodybuilders, we're talking about all that. Speaking of which, my guest today, who actually beat me in cutting this year, he surpassed me. He had known it since 1997.
97, 98.
97,
Yeah, 90.
since kindergarten.
Yeah.
This is Jay Melgoza. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm here just to talk about pretty much anything that you want.
I mean, it's your episode. It's your basically your platform. But I will say though, congratulations in beating me in the cut. Like you surpassed me.
I don't know how I did it. I remember I was 179. You were 172.
Yes, sir.
So. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna catch up to you. And next thing you know, I'm 168, same weight as you. And then I don't know where I just lose 7 pounds to 163.
Damn. Did that happen in a span of a week?
A week, yeah.
You must have been pushing hella harder. Your nutrition was on point.
Yeah, I was anything had to do with fat or any kind of sugar, I just cut it out.
Yeah,
it was pretty much planned.
Yeah, cause when I saw that, when I saw you were posting up like your weight,
yeah.
I was also keeping track of like your outings, you know, cause
yeah.
you get invited to the nice dinners and stuff, and there's a few drinks every now and then, and I'm over here like.
I had to fight him. Like I'm not eating.
Oh, so you basically ate clean while everybody was eating like whatever.
No, there would be times where I was just like, I messed up pretty bad this night. So let me go for a run, like a 3-mile run.
Well.
And the next day I would do the Stairmaster, and I just kept doing it, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, and I just started losing weight. The good thing is like, the thing that would get me in the past was like not eating enough. Because my energy would just drop really bad, and I would just like break and just start eating.
I understand.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Like, when you don't eat enough, you feel like crap.
Yeah.
And then you eat.
You go to the gym and you just don't have the energy. And yeah, I just kept going. I was focused, really focused the last weeks. I was like, there's no way nobody's gonna break me. I just want to finish my cutting season and just start bulking up now.
Damn. So my question now is, when you reach the goal, like, and you're saying you're adding a lot more cardio into your routine, like
cutting.
Yeah.
Cutting?
No, like while you were cutting.
Okay.
Like, did it stop your strength? Like, did you notice like your push, your pull?
Yeah.
All that was like going down.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. But I said I had to maintain a certain level of strength.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get weaker. I'm not gonna try to push more weight because I don't want to injure myself.
Okay.
So that's something that I try to do. It's like, okay, don't push any weight. You just don't need to just maintain the same weight, and then when you start bulking up, that's when you start adding weight.
That's actually a really good mantra, because over here, when I was doing mine, like I kept caloric deficit to a low.
Yeah.
I'd count everything, measure everything, but the only difference is like I think a lot of things in my life kind of like interacted with my cut. Like for example, my job requires me to sit down a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I get things done, but I'm not as active. And on top of that, when you're in a relationship, there's gonna be that pressure where
Oh
like
yeah.
you're trying to maintain and keep your calories at a minimum, and you want to maintain eating your greens, your basic rice, your chicken tits, all that. But then I don't know where no, an order of freaking wings, and then maybe like a cerveza on the side, and then that screws you over,
Yeah.
and that's I feel like that's probably a reason why you kind of like beat me, but like I was trying my best. Even playing in a league right now, but I still, honestly, I'm still stuck between 165 and 167, but like it hasn't moved.
Oh,
It's been staying the same number, and I know you're not supposed to technically weigh yourself every day, but I don't know. The reason why I do it
yeah.
is because I like to control the numbers. I feel like to me keeping track of every single digit helps,
Yeah.
but obviously everybody has their own way.
Yeah. For me, I just sometimes I feel like breaking the when I was cutting. I was like I felt like breaking. I was like, you know what? Let me stay to 168
Mm-hmm.
and just start bulking up again. But I was like, if I start bulking up, it happened. I think last year, and I started getting self conscious when you start gaining a lot of weight,
Yup.
and you're just like, my pants doesn't fit me anymore, my shirt doesn't fit me anymore, everything feels tight. So
I've definitely been there.
I was like, I have to hit this weight so I can feel comfortable bulking up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like cutting, shredding, bulking, like your clothes suffer? Do you feel like shirts, pants suffer?
Yes, they do.
Like when you cut, they're like already like shrunk, or they're already too big that you have to go buy new stuff.
I feel like you need to have your bulking clothes and your cutting clothes.
That's not bad. Also, that was my belly. Before anybody thinks que me echo un pedo right now, hell no. Ah,
So what? Okay, let's start. What made you start lifting?
me?
Yeah.
Well, it was a transition phase. And when I say transition, it was just kind of like a time where I was like, okay, I've already achieved something.
Yeah.
Kind of like the goat here. He achieved something, he beat it, now what's the next challenge? I already beat long distance running. It was tiring me out, but it was also boring because I already knew how to do it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to actually like learn how to, and then that's when I got introduced to Adrian. Adrian's son. Adrian's son, he taught me everything. Even though he was younger than me, he knew substantially a lot of things. He knew about the right types of builds. He knew about like the current Mr. Olympia winners, because at that time Phil Heath and Kai Green were the ones on top.
Yeah.
I still think he got robbed.
I still remember like when we started going to the gym knockouts. I would see the posters up there, and I was like, who the hell are those guys?
Right?
And I started like doing my research, and I started like, who the hell are those? And I'm just like, oh, okay. And I started like slowly getting into like learning about the bodybuilders and everything.
Yeah, like, did you ever see the videos, like, especially like the Jay Cutler video, like a day in his life, like he literally has to wake up at 3 in the morning just to eat and then go back to sleep?
Yeah. Like the first ones that I ever saw was the 5%ers, the Rich Piana.
R.I.P. to a goat.
Yeah, that's the first ones I saw. What else? There was a couple of them, but like they were like the first ones to start doing like.
What about Dorian Yates?
Dorian Yates, yeah.
Dorian Yates was goated, and then Flex Wheeler. Flex Wheeler was pretty damn goated too.
I think it was Kevin Levine.
Yeah, that fool's pretty big.
What do they call him? The Uncrowned King.
Yo, there's a lot of people that like deserve praise and deserve to win it.
Yeah.
But like just interferences, but also like different decision making makes it so they don't win.
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes you think like, really, like, why? Like, like someone to me that should have won it should have been Mike Metzner.
Yeah.
Mike Metzner was around the time that Arnie here
Yeah.
was, and
I've seen the videos where they just start arguing.
yeah.
Call him a cheater or something like that.
But the controversy with that, I don't know if you've seen it. Like Arnold, like retired after a while because he was doing movies, and then he suddenly came back saying, "I know how to do it," but he only did it out of spite, which is kind of like whack, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but bodybuilding is amazing. Like I feel like only very few understand it, and like to this day, to elaborate on your question, I wanted to understand it and get used to it. Now I love it. Like I'll admit, when I first started, it was for vanity, but now it's more like
it's a sport. It's a way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What was your peak interest? What was your Bruce Wayne moment?
My Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I'm not sure if you remember. Like
Probably
out of the whole group, I was the only one that didn't go to the gym.
Oh yes.
So I would like be sitting down, we would be eating, you guys would be talking about the gym. I was like, I have to hear about this.
Oh yeah, when Adrian brought it up.
Yeah, and I would at that time I had you guys ended up switching gyms.
Oh yeah.
One gym ended up closing, and that's when like you guys went to Knockouts.
FS19 RIP.
Yeah, and at that time I was working at a warehouse.
Nice.
And that warehouse had heavy boxes, and I couldn't. There was light boxes, but there was heavy boxes. Like I think it was like they had different colors, and each box got even heavier and heavier. So at that time, I couldn't even pick up that box. So like I had to pick it up with my leg and put it on the table.
What were you lifting inside those boxes?
It was like Ross items, DD, like Ross, Burlington items.
Okay.
And they were heavy. And every time I would hate going to work because I couldn't even pick up those boxes. Good thing I had a friend that worked there, and he would help me out a lot. Just pick up the box and put them on the table.
Okay.
And I would come from work to my house, and I would have bruises on my hands, my chest, my legs.
Damn.
And I remember they would tell me like, hey, it looks like you got beat up because you have a bunch of bruises all over your body. Because I would like try to like pick up the box and then just like throw it to the table, and the box would like.
This is the first time hearing of this.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like I was like, you know what? One day I was like, I'm just gonna go sign up for the gym, and I just started lifting, and I started from all the way to the bottom. I was doing just the bar, the smallest weight you could find in the gym, and I would see people, but I wouldn't get pressured like to like start like ego lifting.
Okay.
I want to learn do the right do it the right way, and I didn't ego lift. I never liked ego lifting. That was my thing. I just want to learn how to do it right, and so this day I'm not the strongest, but I'm trying to get there. I'm not trying to be the strongest. I'm just trying to bodybuild or do as much as I can.
So since we're like close in the same edad, do you ever feel like, well, at least this is in my experience, but do you ever feel like your energy levels aren't as much, but you also feel like once you do go, you feel better, but sometimes there's some days where some workouts aren't as good?
When I used to go to Knockouts, I used to go every single day, and I used to push weight every day, and I wouldn't get tired. I was every day. I'm not sure if you ever saw the paper. They had a paper by the door in Knockouts, and they had the people who come the most.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, they were
and my
keeping
name
track.
was right there. Was the top.
I recall that.
Yes.
I would never got to first place. I'm gonna be honest. I was always like fourth or fifth.
I was right there, up there, and there was always like, I think it was like one guy or two guys in front of me. Sometimes I think I got first one time.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I would go every single day, and my energies would be like, I was like, okay, let me go again tomorrow.
How do you feel your how would you feel your current like energy levels in your lifts now that you actually
Um,
like got
I
like?
was like, I need like 2 days off.
I mean that's optimal. 2 days is not bad for
But
recovery.
like it's different now because I'm lifting heavier weight.
I think that's
Compared to
why.
back in the days, I was lifting like some of the smallest weights. So like my energy would still be there.
You know, one thing that I felt like was always difficult and I've only achieved it once
Yeah.
is obtaining abs. And like I've gone it one time, and that was last year.
Nice.
That was before I got really, really, really serious with my lady. And I remember I was so proud. Like I was like, yes, like look at this. Like I
Yeah.
finally got it now.
This cutting season, I tried it too. But I was kind of like seeing them, but I was like, you know what? Bye.
Yeah, they're one of the hardest things to get because not
Yeah.
only do you have to watch like everything you eat, but it's also your sodium intake, and you have to
Yeah.
like train hard even when you're out of energy.
They said that the abs you're supposed to train in like the other parts of your body
And that makes
because
sense.
sometimes we do get lazy. We're like, I'll do abs like once a week, and that's you're supposed to hit it like at least like a full workout.
I feel like it's harder, especially now when you have more responsibilities and you get older, and then
Yeah.
also being able to push and pull like plates. I'm talking like
Yeah.
45s on 45s on like things. It tires you out more, but like I also noticed like the gym culture is a lot different.
Yeah, it is. Oh my god.
I feel like
I
there was more seriousness back then. People that actually went for goals. Now it's like
uh, I know. I noticed
trends.
it. Yeah. I feel like the different type of people back in the days. Everybody used to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Everybody helped each other, gave each other tips and everything. Now it's like more. I'm the popular guy in the gym, and I'm gonna go talk to everybody, and I just don't like that.
How do you feel when like I'm assuming you take your gym bag or your backpack and you leave
Backpack.
it on a machine or next to like some like a bench, and you clearly leave it there for the sole reason to, I'm not saying mark your territory,
Yeah.
basically let people be alert that
Yeah.
somebody's here, and then
Yeah.
you come back after either going to the bathroom, scanning something, getting water,
Yeah.
and then some dude or some person is like starting to get on it, and you're just like, what the hell? Like what like has that happened to you?
But they see the backpack and everything.
Yeah.
The water. Oh. No, usually I stay there until I finish my workout and just switch. But I've seen that happen, and in my gym they usually respect it.
Oh really?
They see a water or backpack, they respect it. They're like, okay, I'm out. Or even if we see weights on the machine,
What?
we kind of like look around and just ask people if somebody's using it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I only asked that because it's happened to me before, and like I've
Yeah.
seen people like try and change like the lat pull down bar that I have,
Yeah.
and they clearly see my
Your
Deadpool
bag.
backpack
Yeah.
and my big old water bottle, and I'm just like, really, bro? Like, what is this? Like, I thought we had common courtesy.
Yeah. I think that's supposed to be knowledge, or like it should be known already when you see a backpack or a water, somebody's using it.
Yeah, that's why I just kind of like I try to make it not awkward because like there's no point in getting confrontational, and there's no point in like
Yeah.
making feel someone
Bad.
feel bad about it. Like you have to really approach them a certain way.
Yeah.
Damn. Only that, did you ever picture yourself lifting when we were in kinder, or did you ever picture things differently? Because that's almost about to be 30 years ago. Well, close to 30.
Lifting.
Yeah, like.
That wasn't popular back in the days.
Well, it wasn't, but like like the most popular thing was football, which still is.
Like for me, soccer. I was never into soccer.
Football.
Yeah, football. Yeah. I was like, I remember they gave me like a beca to play for Davis. Like, I didn't play, but like they just told me like, oh, you want, they'll pay everything for you, like your jersey and everything.
Damn.
And I was like,
UC
I'm not.
Davis, right?
Huh?
UC Davis, right?
No, I think it's Davis Legacy.
Oh, Davis Legacy. Okay,
Legacy,
okay.
I think that's. I was in 5th grade, I think.
Damn, that's impressive.
was like, no, I don't really like playing football.
Wow.
I was like more into the like fighting and
Oh,
not combat sports.
boxing.
Like I was when I was a kid, I was really into karate.
Ah, yes, I remember that.
I was really into karate, and I told my parents I was like, oh, I really want to be in karate, and but the dojo was like in the other side of the town, and my dad is the only one that was driving.
Yeah.
So like, there's no way I was gonna join it.
Did you ever like while we were growing up, like more fast forwarding, like between our pre-teen years to our teen years? I don't know if you recall this, but there was a trend where like it wasn't even because you had beef with anyone. It was just because like like we were just young. We didn't really care, and like people were like, hey, let's go bodies. Remember, let's go bodies. Like you just
Yeah.
unleash a fury of putazos on someone out of nowhere, but
That,
it's
that
only
was
body.
that was common there. I think everybody did it.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? That was a thing, and like that wouldn't exist because everyone's like a snowflake now. Not everyone, but like a majority of people are
It was like
snowflakes. Like
someone would go up to you and was like, hey, you want to do body shots? And I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. We
that's
just go for it, and I remember we would have like bruises all over our bodies, and it was like they would tell you like, are you okay? But like, yeah, I just have a big bruise right here in my rib.
wow. I remember.
We used to do what were you gonna say?
I was about to say. I remember like the first time I ever got initiated into that. Like, let's call it a trend because it was a trend. And
Yeah,
we're being
it was
real.
a trend. Yeah.
I was like a chambelán at 15, and
Yeah.
one of the other chambelanes would like give me shit because like I had long hair and everybody was like with the buzz cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, I don't really care, bro. Like, I'm my own person. I'm not gonna follow a trend. I'm not gonna wanna conform and be a follower. And at the time, I was like, all right, let's go. And I didn't know anything about fighting. I still don't. Like,
Yeah.
and I just said, okay, I'm gonna go, and it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would. And I think that's
No,
why I
it's
was
not.
reluctant
No.
to do it. I was like, damn.
I think the pain comes like after.
Yeah.
After like you feel it like feels kind of warm and just like you're like. Ugh.
Did you ever? Did you? Did you ever get hurt like internally, like to the point where it's like you have a bruised rib, or have you ever like hurt someone really bad while doing that?
No.
No.
It's like we just do it and just that's it. I remember there was a trend used to do. It's called bloody knuckles.
Yo, I remember that. Holy crap! Now you're taking me back. Bloody knuckles. Now that was
Bloody knuckles, and we used to do the coin. I'm not sure what the it was
quarters.
Like, the quarters, yeah, where you had to put your
You gotta like flick them.
you had to put your chest, and then you have to like flip the
Yeah, you'd have to put your fist like this.
yeah.
You'd have to throw the coin and then like
You
hit
have to
the
cut
person
them.
right there. Yes. Damn. That was a crazy time. Like
Yeah.
that was like ruthless. That was straight up like
Yeah, and there was I remember just people would just go at it, and it was, like there would be blood coming out of their knuckles, and
I think that to me I didn't even question it at the time. I was just like,
yeah,
oh really?
we just do
That's
we
just what was
do
happening.
things, yeah.
You know one thing I do want redemption in, and I'm not gonna lie, like I wouldn't consider myself a prideful man, but like when we fast forward even more, when we went to high school, when we went to Pleasanton High School, um, there was a group of individuals our age that would go around with some UFC gloves and just challenge people. And when they challenge people, they're like, "Hey, this guy wants to fight you. You gotta meet him here. You gotta do this." And I got challenged, and I wasn't aware like how to fight. And I'm not gonna lie, I got my shit rocked because I didn't know about defense. I didn't know about like throwing jabs, uppercuts, anything like that. And like I'm not gonna lie, I got destroyed. And even to this day, like the guy that destroyed me, his name is Joe. Joe is actually a powerlifter now. And it's funny because Joe would actually be low key kind of a bully, and I was like, damn, like I got bullied back in the day, but now I'm like, oh, interesting, huh? Like, used to play football, I used to play football, but then now I do bodybuilding. Now he does powerlifting, but like, I'm not saying I would challenge him or anything, but I feel like some sort of redemption, like maybe take up some sort of training and then like just do one exhibition just to see like to prove to myself if I have it or if I don't have it. Did you get challenged when these random individuals pulled up and had the gloves and said, "Hey, let's go. This fool wants to fight you"?
No, no. Everybody was polite to me.
Wow.
But I did see the when they got in trouble for that.
They did.
Yeah.
I never knew if they got caught or not.
I was on my grandparents live in front of the house that happened, and I remember I would see the whole like the crowd, and I would be like I would say what's up to them, and I would see them go into their backyard, and I saw the neighbor with the camera, and then he called the cops on them, and he showed the video to them.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, oh. Until you told me they're like, oh, there's some challenges. It was a fight club, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They went challenging random people that I feel like they didn't like,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna lie, like a majority of people didn't like me for reasons, and then there's some justifiable reasons, because like I probably wasn't the best person.
I think Facebook back in the day, Facebook was a whole different platform.
Yep.
And Facebook is where a lot of fights started, so I feel like that's
crazy.
where a lot of things started there.
Damn.
But Facebook is different now.
You mean Meta?
I don't know.
Meta be different. Now, at least the good thing now is like the very few people that I feel like are worth talking to, and I don't say this because I feel like I'm superior. I say this because I feel like I'm a regular human being that can have a good connection and actually not have an ego. We have a little group chat with them, and that's when I like made it. And I had you, I had Sal, and then I had well, she's been mentioned before, so we can say her name, Nayeli, the owner of La Panaderia Purísima. And I was like, all right, let's kick it. But everyone's been like super busy, and like I don't know. To me, you guys are actually like normal, and that's why I made it. I was like, all right, you guys are cool. Like even though everyone is like different in their own way, because like. I said, why not? Like, and nothing against the other heads, like, if they end up seeing this one day, they're gonna end up seeing it. But I'm just like, all right, cool. But like, I don't know, like, we all plan to link up, just get some drinks. It just hasn't happened yet. But I think for me, I have a good reason. Like,
Busy.
I got busy. Busy.
Yeah. But a lot of things have happened. We grew up and we become more mature.
Yeah.
I believe.
No, I agree.
I feel like I'm not the. I don't know. Probably other people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're still the same person as you were a kid," or.
Yeah, but that's just their opinion. I mean, they wouldn't know the real you unless they asked to. And which, by the way,
well, I'm always gonna be like shy. I'm always gonna be quiet.
But you're the you that you want to show the world. So that's why you can tell everybody who the real you is if you want to show them. Or even if you want to show 1/10 of it. Because no one will really know unless they want to go out of their way and find out.
Yeah. I feel like I changed a lot. I feel like this couple years I changed a lot. I feel like I'm mature.
I think you came out of your shell and became more of a... How do I put it this way? Well... Not only are you more like in the most respectable way, you're like more social, but like I see you out way more than a lot of people, and then on top of that, like a lot of circles that you're in, like somehow I got gravitated in, and like I'm like honored because it's like we never really talked. Me and let's call him Pedro with his 2 big dogs in his backyard. I never saw myself being there. So one day he just reached out and I was like, hey man, you're cool, why not? And like that's when I offered. I was like, hey, all right, you're inviting me over to see some UFC fights. That's what's up. Like, what do you need? Dime. And that's where I came with like some drinks. I came with some cervezas, and I was like, oh, this place is cool.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that's a nice spot. Like, respect to him.
I like it a lot.
Damn, how many pedas have you had in that place, bro? I think I only got like messed up there once.
Like couple 5, 7, around there.
Bro.
Not bad, but that bus.
Bro, I remember like I think the last time I came and nobody gave me the freaking like the dress code. Like I was just told it was his dad's birthday. It was gonna be a family party. I was over here thinking, all right, the squad's gonna be there, extra people are gonna be there. There's gonna be carne asada. The dogs are gonna be running around. People are gonna be drinking. But no, everyone's formal. There's the tios, there's the tias,
Yeah.
las abuelitas, everyone, even people I don't even know. And then people I've seen around in town, and I'm just like, everyone's dressed nice. Women are in dresses. Men are wearing fucking like button ups, all dressed nice. A local legend that I've never met in my life was there. Vicente Escovel, the boxer that made the city like I wouldn't say the city what it is, but like he like gave it like prestige. And I actually met him in person. I was like, what? And I'm over here wearing like what I'm wearing right now, just like a big old sweater. But I had my Carhartt beanie. I showed up with my Yeezys, and you guys are dressed nice. And I was like, damn.
Well, it was cool that we met him. I was like when he said he was like, oh, that Vicente Escobil's right there. And I was like, and he called him and he introduced us.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I was like, what?
It's like, that's really him, huh?
Yeah.
The boxer himself. Dang. That dude went a long way. I mean, like.
Yeah. He fought Adrian Broner. Not really sure what other boxers he fought.
I always thought he was like pretty good. I mean, I always thought he could make it to the big leagues. I thought he could take on that. Oh yeah, if I was being really honest, like, because there's like a lot that you could, well, in my opinion, a lot of boxers you could look up to growing up.
That was my. I feel like when I was a kid, that was my favorite boxer.
Yeah.
I remember we went to Stockton to see one of his fights. Not like actual fight, but like somebody was hosting the fight.
Nah.
I remember I think he was fighting Barrera.
Okay.
And everybody was going for Barrera, and I felt like I was the only one going for Oscar La Hoya.
Oh, I've been there. I've been the odd man now in a giant group of people.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
Yeah. And Oscar has been one of my favorite boxers. Canelo. I like Canelo too.
Cinnamon?
I actually met him.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, before he was famous.
When? Where?
Guadalajara Airport.
So you just happened to run into him in person?
Yeah. He was like walking with the sport bag. And I was like, hey. He was like, hey. And then he just walked away. And I went with my mom and my parents.
Did you get a picture?
No, I just like, hey, how you doing?
Oh, wow. So
on the check stand?
Oh, yeah. So you got to meet Canelo before he was like big.
He wasn't a mature, but like he was barely starting his
okay.
career.
So he was an amateur at the time. He wasn't like pro yet.
He was pro.
Oh, he was pro. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I knew him.
Wow.
But he wasn't that big like.
Oh, that's the hype that he has right now.
The hype.
I think
like the common fan didn't know who he was, but like if you follow boxing, you knew who he was.
Yeah, I'm not lying. He's grown on me. I've always thought he was good. Like at least current day, like my favorite boxers like present day would be him and Tyson Fury.
I like Tyson Fury too.
That was a beast.
I like David Benavidez too.
I've never seen him, but I mean, hey, maybe one of these days you can show me some of his fights.
No, we made a bet, didn't we? We said if Canelo and Benavidez fight, we're gonna go to the fight. We did say that.
Oh, we did make that bet. We were like 2 modelos in too. I remember. Hey, no, it's coming back. It's coming back to me. And I'm telling you right now, I'm so like I remember that, and we're gonna go to that. The only thing is
it's
like
gonna be expensive.
I've never been to a boxing bout, so I was gonna ask you, like, does that consist of like a ton of matches up to the main event, or is it just like 2 and then the main event? Because I know it's like a lot of rounds.
I think there's 4 fights.
Oh, so there's 4 different fights.
4 and then the main event. Then there's like the pre-fights.
Yeah. That
don't come out at TV.
Yeah, I still feel like, in my opinion, this is just me. I feel like boxing is still more impressive than like UFC. Just because UFC is cool, it's just like, let's be honest, like a lot of the fights, like not present day, not old day, but like a majority of them, like people stand too much or they'll do grappling, you know?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
No, I feel like some people like UFC more than boxing.
Yeah.
Some people don't like boxing because there's too much. They said it's boring or people are just staying around.
But you could say the same about UFC. A lot of the time they're just like going in circles.
But the thing with UFC is like more WWE.
Well, I mean they merged companies.
Yeah.
WWE and UFC are part of one company now.
But like I feel like it's more like the fights are more set up for like it's all about like who could make UFC more money.
So are you saying that it's starting to become rigged?
It might be rigged. It's been rigged for a while. That's how I see it. I used to see the UFC before they were in ESPN. It's been a long time.
So the days of like Dan Severn and Randy Couture.
Yeah, and who else?
Chuck Liddell?
Liddell, yeah.
Fucking Chuck Liddell. That dude was a beast too.
Yeah. Who's the guy that died?
Brock Lesnar? No, Brock Lesnar
Brock
didn't
Lesnar.
die. I mean, that fool almost died once, but not from UFC.
But that's how I see it. I feel like a lot of fights are set up for different individuals. Fights are pretty much planned.
I feel like
so why is this fighter getting the chance to fight a champion when he doesn't deserve it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's fighters right there that their record is like 12 wins and 12 losses, and he gets the title.
So basically, him having like, you can't call it a bad score, but you can't call it a good score. You could just call him like, what would you call that? Because it's like you have the same amount of wins with the same amount of losses, like. So I can see what you mean. Like, when it comes up to that, don't they usually have like a mini tournament, and then from there, like whoever wins and ends up challenging like the champion based on like the weights division?
I think that's ultimate fighting.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a little bit more impressive if they did that instead of just handing out like title shots.
No, like I feel like the UFC is more like who could make me more money. If this guy can't make, he could be good, but like if he doesn't make me money, he could he gets kicked out of the UFC. Even though he's good, he's born. If he's a born fighter, they'll get kicked out.
I mean, yeah, I can see what you mean. Like,
it's not like boxing's like, okay, you're good. You might be boring, but like you're still gonna fight for the title.
What's the name of that like chubby Mexican dude that like had hella tattoos and then he won a fight and then he cut hella weight and
Andy Reese.
Yeah, that dude was fat. Like respectfully, he was big. He was a big boy.
Yeah.
Thick boy, but he cut weight. That fool went above and beyond. Like that, I thought that was impressive. Like even before he cut weight, like I saw his knockout.
Yeah. I know. I saw that fight.
I was like, that's really really good. Yeah. That's the type of expectation I had for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Damn. You think Ryan Garcia's done? Like
no.
You don't think he's done?
No, he's gonna come back.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because like he had his belief for almost a whole year. Like he had it in him. You know, he was training. He got out of his mental health problems and.
But the trainer, they weren't really like training him.
Well, from what I saw, he was invited by Canelo to go train with him, but he wasn't consistent. And then when Canelo told him like, "Hey, like why are you consistent?" Like he took it personally. And then he threw jabs at Canelo during his fights when he went, specifically when he fought the Russian guy.
People?
Yeah. He won a class higher and he lost. And then Ryan goes on Twitter, well, X now, and then he started talking his smack.
And it happens to you too.
Yeah, but like when he got that loss, I was still like in disdain. I was still trying to understand it. Like I had this idea right away that it was rigged because when he got hit right here on the side by the rib, he just took a knee. And I was thinking, why is he taking a knee? And I was going to ask you, like, what was that? Was that actually him losing, like air? Or what caused that to happen?
I felt like he couldn't just handle the punch.
So the pain was that much and then he just, like, took it.
And the bad thing is, like, boxers who fight him, they're going to try to do the same thing. They're going to try to hit him in the same spot. And that's pretty much, I feel like he showed everybody like where
his flaws are.
Yeah,
like I know somebody that actually dropped 2,000 on him on that fight, and like I hit him up immediately. I'm like, bro, did you see what happened?
Yeah.
He was pissed. I mean, part of me was a little disappointed because I really was rooting for him. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this guy might be the future.
I
This
think
guy
we
is
watched it in
protect-
my house.
No, we did. Yeah, I remember we did
Yeah.
watch it. That's that's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he has a comeback, but like, when is a boxer like done? Is it after they hang it up or after they have too many losses?
Too many. I feel like too many losses.
Okay, I feel it, but
I don't. Yeah, I feel like when it's too many losses, then
do you think it was?
they're like, okay, it's time to
Do
do
you think it was
something else.
mental health?
Mental health,
You think it was his mental health?
right?
Yeah.
I feel like distractions. I feel like he has too many distractions.
Hmm.
I'm not sure we heard this boxer called, I think his name is Victor Ortiz.
Hmm.
He went to go train to what's it called, to Coachella Valley with the Wolves coach, and he ended up quitting the his training because it's like in the middle of a desert.
Ah, cause it's too hot.
No, it's not too hot. It's because he said it was boring. There wasn't that much stuff to do there. And I'm like, you're there to train, not to have fun or
So you,
hang out.
I can see why a
Yeah.
desert would be the ideal place to
And the thing that
train.
what happened, it was that he got a new trainer. He fought that guy, but Victor Ortiz, he ended up quitting. He's like, oh, I'm not gonna fight anymore.
Yeah.
And so he lost. And when he was coming out of the stadium, they threw a pizza at his head. They were throwing stuff at his head.
Wow.
Because he quit.
I feel like I wouldn't blame him either because if you're in solitude and you're training, you have to really be committed and you have to have your mind
Like,
right for something
it's
like
not,
that.
You can't play around with those kind of stuff.
Like when you have your mind set to like a goal and you have no distractions, you can make it happen. Like,
Yeah.
but it takes a lot of willpower. Speaking of which, like, I feel like mental health is like something that is very serious and prevalent, and I feel
Yeah.
like if you take care of yourself, like it is a thing, and I feel like it's existed.
Yeah.
But I feel like the thing with it now is like, I think it's so normalized that it's saturated.
Mental health.
It's my opinion on it is like it exists. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad it can be talked about. But I
Yeah,
feel like it's
it's-
used too much as a scapegoat for things.
Yeah, I feel like, for me, I always put stuff. Sometimes I put stuff about mental health. Try to motivate people.
That's good.
And try to like take them out of that place. But I feel like people are too into like the social media.
Yeah.
And what other people think is like they get depressed right away. And I was like, like there's a gym. Like there's different things that you could do to like get out of your depression, or because I feel like I hear a lot of people talk about depression and
No, that makes sense. I mean, like, I feel like anybody that's going
Yeah.
through it, like, what you really need
Yeah.
to surpass anything that's holding you back mentally, you need a good foundation. You need a good circle,
Yeah.
and then you need to actually tell yourself, okay, I'm taking the step to fix myself because you could have as many people trying to help you, but it's not gonna work unless you're ready to.
to change.
Yeah, I mean, I've been through it. I mean, I've been through a lot of dark hardships in my life that I've overcame because
Yeah.
I eventually said, okay, I'm done being.
Being depressed.
Yes.
And there's ways of knowing how to deal with those kind of things. Probably going with this like talking with somebody, going out to a bar and just have a drink and just talk about life, and I feel like that helps a lot. For me, like that, I like going to bars and just like talking about life and everything,
That's
or
awesome.
even just like a little barbecue and just talk about anything.
See, that's what I would like to normalize barbecues.
Barbecues. But I feel like I don't know. I don't want to attack anybody, but like when you hang out with people that just want to party, you can't have that connection with your friends. You need to have like
Well,
That's how I feel. But I feel like there's some friends that use people to just party. You know, like, hey, let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let's go do it. And you're just like, are you using that person just to like hang out, or just is he you're really your friend?
wow, that's pretty deep,
Yeah.
and I've experienced everything you're saying. Especially with people that all they want to do is party, and I'm not attacking anyone personally when it comes to this, but I feel like there's more to life than getting drunk and getting fucked up. And if you need to do that to have a good time, that's like, I'm not gonna say it's sad, but it's like you need to focus and redirect a little things like priorities in your life, because like there's more to it than just drinking and like getting destroyed. Because like to me, the way that I see it, and I'm not a psychologist, okay? Like I'm not licensed to say this, but I feel like there's underlying issues that you can't confront because you feel like you're not ready or something's holding you back. And nothing against people that just like to party, because that's what they like to do.
Yeah.
But the only issue I have is when they don't respect
that you can't do it right.
Yeah, that you can't always do it. I mean, that's not always what you're gonna do. You're built to be your own person, and that's one good thing that you have. You're a leader. You're not a follower. People that do that, they fall into this circle that they can't get out, and that's a follower mindset.
For like my friend group, like it was like this month, we ended up really like, you know what? Let's just say, tell me anything that bothers you about me.
You
like,
asked them that?
Yeah, like it was like a circle where it's like, okay, I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you do that. Oh, and when you're able to listen and be like, okay, yeah, I think I messed up right there. I think it's like, for like more group of people, they need to start doing that. Like they can't be around like a bunch of yes men.
Yeah.
Or yes people, and be like, okay, this is what bothers me about you, and
no, that makes sense.
And then I liked it because we're like, hey, this is you've been doing this, and they're like, okay, yeah, I've been messing up, and I like how people are able to take on like anything, like they're able to listen and not get mad.
That's really important. I think that's really good. Well, I'm glad you were able to like take a first step and actually let them know, hey, all right, like I'm not a perfect individual, but I'm here and I'm willing to work around things that you don't find pleasant and change them for the sake of having a strong friendship, and not because I want to change for you, but I want to change aspects of myself, not necessarily like personally, but more like my personality, or even just points of views on things, or just approaches on specific like ideas. Like I feel like that is what like you mean by like things you change, right? Yeah, because obviously you're not going to change yourself for a person. Yeah, that's not feasible. That's not ideal. That's not something you should be doing. Wow. No, that's good. That's good stuff. Wow, like if you don't mind me asking, like what's one thing, what's one thing that they asked you to change, if you feel?
No, like pretty much I feel like I've always been the one that says things to people. Like for me, I know where I'm messing up. That's why like I keep changing. But like I like giving people advice, and telling them that whatever they need, we're gonna be here, and whatever, if they want to talk, we could talk.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good to do. That's a really important thing, but it also shows, hey, like, excuse me, shows that you're willing to communicate something that is just as important as listening. Because I feel like listening is a really good thing.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't know how to listen. Like they just, it's all about them. But like you need to like sit down, just listen to people.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you on that. I need to start having like more deep, in-depth conversations about things like that as well. I mean, like,
it helps.
That's what I say. I'm in friend circles and like one thing that I've been called out on
Yeah.
that I will share is like I'm not as responsive, or I don't respond to things. But a majority of the times now, it's just kind of like it's just like lighthearted roasting. Like I don't really care if you're roasting me. I don't really like. It doesn't phase me. But it's like if that's all it is, majority of the time, then there's no need for me to come say something. You know, like it's like all right, you know, I'm down for the usual occasional meme. I'm down for the occasional post that says, "Oh, who is this person?" Like, but like if the entire time we focus on only talking about that, then it makes me not interested. It makes me not want to talk. It makes me think, okay, like you're thinking two dimensionally. We could be thinking four dimensionally. There's other things aside from that, like that you can talk about. So that's something that I got called out on, and my response was basically that. I'm like, look, you know, there's not a good line of communication. It doesn't interest me. I'm whatever about it. Like, you know, rinse repeat, like like that's all it is. And you know, like to me, like for me to have a good time, like yes, that's cool, but I need to have some in-depth conversation, some real stuff, kind of like this, you know, like something that makes you really think about life, but also how people think and then how you think. It's crazy. Mental health is really, really good. Something to take care of. That goes hand in hand with your regular health, like muscles.
I feel like that bodybuilding has like helped me a lot. Like you just go into the gym and you're just concentrated on there. Like when I'm at work or wherever, I'm just like, okay, what workout do I want to try tomorrow, or what I'm gonna eat tomorrow, and that's what's in my mind. I'm just like, instead of thinking of other things, I'm just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow. This is how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's good. It's good to have that. But I agree with you on that aspect. I agree with you on like doing things for yourself, which is the reason why I got this book right here, because I only had to read enough. I'm gonna read it all, but I read enough to know like, okay, you have to make use of your time, because the way that I look at life is like, okay, work out, be a family man, be there for your close friends, and then your own time. But then like when there's downtime, there's things you can do, and I'm not talking chores. I'm talking like things for yourself, for your family.
You need to invest on yourself.
Like I've been trying to start a side hustle. I've been trying to do investing. I started the Es de Todito podcast, which, by the way, you guys need to subscribe and share this with more people. I need it. You need it. This is the type of stuff you need when you're driving to work. But the point is, like, you really do need to become, like, I know it sounds cliche as hell, but, like, you really do need to become the best version of yourself, because, like, if you have, like, the opportunity to do things, like, take it. Like, you know what I mean? You have all this time, and especially before you like have kids or before you get married, like there's a lot of things you can do with your time that's gonna help your future.
It is. Are you a book person or no?
I'm trying to become one. I'm actually interested in reading, but when I say reading, I like think of things like I'll Google things that interest me. Like if I see like a special plant outside and it smells a certain way, I'll like, why does this plant smell this way? And I'll like look it up, and I'll get immersed in the reading, and I'll be like, is this I didn't know that. And like it's actually interesting. Like like they don't teach you this. Like this is something that like that like gets me into it. But yes, that's how I am about reading.
I've been trying to read, but at the same time, there's a book called you guys want to check it out? It's called 12 Pillars.
12 Pillars.
12 Pillars is about a guy who's like he's in a job that he doesn't enjoy. He has family problems, so pretty much his whole life is a whole problem. And he meets this old I think he was a mechanic. But he's a mechanic where in this rich house, and the guy just keeps going to the house, just getting advice from this old guy, and he doesn't realize that the old guy is actually the owner of the rancher.
Oh wow.
Or the big house. But like he keeps going to that mechanic to keep learning about about his life, how to improve his life, how to improve um, his mental health and when he's working.
Wow.
And what he told him is like, you need to invest in yourself first.
Yeah.
You could go to work, but you're gonna keep it's gonna keep like you're not. Once you go to work, you start like getting like not paranoid, but like you're just gonna hate your job. You're gonna hate going to your job. So you need to invest in yourself to become a better worker and invest on your personal life too.
Wow.
Things like that. I don't really remember that much, but it's a good book that
No, that makes
helps
sense.
a lot of people.
No, yeah, working on yourself is something that could help. Even something as minimal as like the way you keep your room organized or how you keep your library of things
Yeah.
like fixed. Like that can change your mindset a lot. Like small things have a domino effect.
They do.
Like you can start off with your shoes being fixed a certain way, which goes to your room, which later turns out to be projects that you work on.
Yeah.
And after that, it becomes reaching out and having a community engagement. And then after that, it just keeps going. And I think that's something very important that we.
I think I saw a video where it says, if you have a, when you wake up, do your bed, clean your room, and if you have a bad day, at least you're going to a clean room.
No, that makes sense. I
You're
come back, and I'm feeling good. I mean,
yeah.
the bed might not be done all the time, but sometimes when it is, like I'm like, all right, I just jump on it.
Yeah.
Especially rest days. Like,
Yeah.
I love rest days. Like, speaking of which, like my rest days, I have like my favorite food to eat. Even when I'm cutting, even when I'm regular, like
Yeah.
Costco has this like 3-pack of cookies. I always eat like a good 6, 2 of each.
Packets, full packets.
No, like the
Oh,
cookies,
okay.
the cookies, the ones they make at the bakery. I just have my plate.
Okay.
I put on some Netflix. I put on some like drama. I put on even some what do you call it, documentaries.
Yeah.
Like I just watched the Rene Higuita documentary.
What is it?
The soccer player from Colombia that invented the scorpion kick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? Rene.
Yeah, Rene. Dude, I was fascinated by his playing style. Like I want to like capture it and use it as my own, but I don't know. Like I think, you know what stops me? Being a bodybuilder stops you, and like it slows you down. You're bulky.
You feel heavy.
Yeah.
I used to run. I used to go to 3 miles runs, and I wanted to get improved. But like, there's days I would like hit chest and shoulders, and I would feel so heavy. I feel like I would have like sandbags on my shoulders.
If only there was a perfect medium to have the goal physique with subpar muscle and leanness, but then also be able to have ball control and reaction speed. But those are two completely different realms. It's almost not feasible.